Yes, what's going on? I'm Jeff in for Mike. Mike is back on Monday. Should be a fun show today. A lot to talk about. I mean, Michigan's national champions, right? So when's that parade going to happen? I've been asked to drive one of the pace cars in the parade. Nick Stauskas is coming back. He's coming back. Yeah, he plays for the Nets these days. This is very exciting. Yeah, Trey Burke, he's coming back. Where's Trey these days? I don't even know. I knew it all along. I knew it even after Michigan. I'm kidding, okay? This is stupid. But we'll get into that a little bit. We also have a question that I was asked, and I gave one answer. But everybody else in Metro Detroit, I've asked them. I think everybody I've asked. If I haven't asked you, I just couldn't get a hold of you. We can ask you on the air, though. Everybody else says the opposite guy. So we're going to deliver that to you probably in the 3 o'clock hour for sure. Brett Favre has some ideas, some thoughts about football. And Sully's really upset about it. I mean, really upset. So we'll get into that as well. And we'll talk about the Louisville having to essentially vacate their national title. I mean, the first team in the Final Four era to vacate a national championship must be heartbreaking for them. I mean, are they forced to take down the banners? They're still denying it. So does the NCAA actually get to go in there and say, you got to take down the banner? Probably not, right?
Yeah, do you have to give back the championship ring, too?
I think so, yes. Yeah, do you have to give back? It's almost like David said in the pre-show meeting. It's like Men in Black. Every Louisville fan has to get one of those memory erasers, and you no longer have the memories of winning a national title in 2013. Not to mention, that was a block by Trey Burke, not a foul. Still haven't forgot. And congratulations to Michigan State, too, because Notre Dame had to vacate that win, and that was their only loss in the season. So everybody's a winner here today in the Valenti program, and Mike is back next week. But I did want to start off with a bit of breaking news, and we'll get to everything today, but this is big, and this kind of just came to my attention yesterday, so I don't know if it's still breaking news, but we're going to go ahead and hit it anyhow. Is Roberto back there? Yes. Roberto, you need to be front and center for this one. It's been brought to my attention, and I felt I should just get this out of the way before we get into anything else, because this is weighing heavy on my mind. Roberto, I say today we have to say goodbye to a legend. Today we have to say goodbye to a guy that has supplied us with a lot of real good stories and fun. Because it's been brought to my attention that Michael Sullivan, Mike, who, by the way, is wearing the little D on his Tiger hat, not the big D. He's got the little D.
Little D.
He's got the little D on the head.
Watch yourself.
Not the big D.
No, he's never had the big D.
Mike Sullivan. Roberto, you're laughing. You're not going to be laughing in a second.
Uh-oh.
Mike Sullivan has a girlfriend. Or he's very close to having a girlfriend.
No!
Mr. I like to go out and have a good time, and I have no time for women in my life.
Well,
24 years old, and some fine young lady who's very nice, I hear, has locked him up. Taking him off the field.
What I'm not going to do, though, is I'm not going to be turning to Kyle Bogey and just constantly talk about this girl that I'm seeing on air all the time. So I'm just going to nip that right away. We're not going to be doing that. But, no, I've been seeing, I've been hanging out with the girl. She's cool. So we'll see what happens.
You realize these words to a guy like Roberto. How old are you, Roberto?
And you.
Well, I'm going to get to me. How old are you?
37.
Right, and I'm 42. These words, a 24-year-old man that can go to the bar and have fun without a girlfriend, now that he might have a girlfriend, this is like a knife through the heart.
Yes.
Because the one thing when you do get married, and we all love our families and wives and everything, but when you do get married, you do live vicariously through other people that are single, and now I got to find somebody else.
Now, nothing's official yet, but we've been hanging out. She's been cool, so we'll see.
Yeah. Why don't you become a monk, too?
David actually met her. You know what? David met her yesterday, ran into David at a lunch spot, and it was cool.
Yeah, I was just about to say that she's a very nice young lady. I met her yesterday. Very nice. So, I think Sully's doing the right thing here.
It just blows my mind. And by the way, you can tell this is true love. You can tell this is special because Sully, I've heard stories, and Sully, there's been a lot of young ladies that have courted young Mr. Sullivan.
Oh, please.
And this one for some reason or another, has kind of entered his heart, and this one's special. This one has differentiated herself from all the other ones. So, I mean, Sully, congratulations.
Well, I've enjoyed hanging out with her. I appreciate you guys being so concerned about it. Thank you.
I just don't know what I'm going to do because I had two guys.
Now, Jeff, come on. You have a beautiful family, a beautiful daughter.
100%.
Beautiful wife.
I love my wife and my daughter, but I had two guys.
Right. Nothing was better than coming in on a Monday and having him say, I got a story for you.
Right.
Well, Roberto, you're never meeting her, by the way. I just don't want her to get creeped out by you.
That's what I told Mike the other day. I go, oh, and who do we have here?
Oh, my God. And see, it's comments like that. Why would anyone want to introduce a girlfriend or a girl they've been seeing, been dating to you?
But Roberto, don't you agree? And I wonder, I mean, just to start the show, we'll get into sports momentarily, but don't you agree that the older you get, right? If you're a married guy or if you're engaged or, if you're a father and like Hatchet, like me, Roberto, don't we all do this? Don't we live vicariously through the younger bucks in the world? And we hear their stories and we feel important because we like to give advice, even though it's probably bad advice. And, we like to say things like stay single. But, like, don't all guys do this? And we all need people like you. I don't have anybody like you anymore. And that's the thing.
I hear you and I agree. I've always agreed with, especially when you're younger like this or, early 20s, to stay single, to enjoy yourself. But I'm also not naive, and I think that it's important to have in the back of your mind. It's important to know that if the right girl comes around, you're not afraid to go out with a girl, date with a girl, eventually get into a relationship, whatever.
Yeah, but what about us? What about us?
This is more about you guys than it is me possibly having a girlfriend.
You're young. Your time's going to come. What about us?
See, I don't live through anybody else because unlike the two of you, Jeff and Roberto, I'm happy with my life. I'm sorry. I don't know about you.
I'm very happy.
You don't seem like it.
How dare you? I'm very happy. But I wonder, a quick poll, 248-539-9797. I mean, who's right in this? Yep. Olive, I'll pick you up at 6:30. Who's right in this? Roberto and I, we're normal guys that live vicariously through younger guys, or Hatchet, who doesn't. I mean, we all do this, don't we? And the second part of it is, you do know, Sully, no guilt here, no pressure, but you do know now that you're locked up, now that you're off the market, and our stories pretty much go with it, it's not like Roberto and I can just walk up to single young guys and say, hey, how old are you? Do you go to the bar? Do you meet women? Would you mind telling me these stories? Because my go-to guy is gone. I mean, he is. My connection. It's almost like a drug dealer, right?
He came in today, and I usually get the usual Monday story. It wasn't as good today. He's like, yeah, we went antique shopping.
Well, it was actually fulling.
You know what I mean? But it's almost like a drug dealer. Like
Jeff, you were so appalled and so also excited, though, to interrogate me about all of this before the show.
Well, I was tipped off by Bogey last night. And Bogey's like, listen, I got news for you. And he came into the studio. This is soundproof. And he locked the door. And he's like, I got to tell you something. Sully has a girlfriend, I think. And then at that point, I did what any good reporter does, because I'm also a reporter at the station. I made calls, and I checked my facts, and then I, asked the tough questions to Sully when I came in, and it's true.
Kyle spends more than enough time talking about his own girlfriend. I don't think he needs to talk about mine.
I didn't notice. That's his thing. 248-539-9797. The ticket text 97136. One quick ticket text. Jay and Wayne says, Rieger is pathetic. No, we don't all do this. If you have to live through another, David is right. You're not satisfied enough at home. Pathetic. No, I'm definitely very satisfied. But I like to hear other guys' stories. Like I got another buddy. He's in his 50s now, and he works at a Parks and Rec place with a bunch of young guys like Sully. And they all tell him their stories. We all need this. And now I don't have this anymore because I had two go-to guys. They're now both
Jeff,
taking up the
you know
market.
a ton of people. I'm sure you can get a lot of good stories.
Yeah, it's very awkward to walk up to a guy and say, hey, would you mind telling me all your stories? I don't have anybody anymore.
You have some good stories, too, from back in your day.
Yeah, but nobody cares about those. Those are ancient. 248-539-9797. We'll get into some sports, and especially Louisville having to vacate their championship, and how does that relate to Michigan fans. But I do wonder, don't all guys do this? When you get married, when you have the kids, don't we all kind of vicariously live through the younger guys? 97 won the ticket.